Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Bellingham. I wanted to start a new practice in my introduction each week, a practice of brief gratitude. And so today, will you join me, wherever you're coming from, in spending just a moment being grateful for the incredible abundance that surrounds us in nature, for fresh water and clean air and solid ground. I'm grateful for Mother Earth. And now I'll send you over to Amber Darlin for our first introductory songs. Welcome.
Well, good morning, everybody. Oh, so grateful for you all. And of course, yes, this blessed world, Earth that we live on. All right, well, let's pick it up a little bit and fill ourselves with some joy. All right, here we go. Take me to the water and I'll dive right in. I'm ready to let go of everything that's been. I said, take me to the mountain and I'll climb on up. The highest peak beauty's gonna fill my cup. I say yes, I say yes. I know all is well. I say yes, yes, I say yes. I say yes, yes, knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes. I say yes, 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 knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes. I know all is well. I said to throw routine right out the door. When I'm scared, I know it leads me to something more. Widen my gaze and see all there is. Take a leap of faith, I'm gonna find that bliss. I say yes, I say yes. I know all is well. Let's sing yes together. I say yes, yes, I say yes. I say yes, yes, knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes. I say yes, 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 knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes. I know all is well. Let's throw routine out one more time. I said to throw routine right out the door. When I'm scared, I know it leads me to something more. Widen my gaze and see all there is. Take a leap of faith, I'm gonna find that bliss. I say yes, I say yes. I know all is well. I say yes, yes, I say yes. I say yes, yes, knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes. I say yes, 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 knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes. I know all is well. I say yes. Come on, you all say yes. We know all is well. I say yes. And now we all say yes. We know all is well. Yes, all is well this morning here in Bellingham and wherever you are tuned in. If you're on social media and you're watching this live, it's a great time to reach out to folks you know or folks you don't know and say hello. We love to see your comments and see where you're coming in from. Missing all your faces as usual, but love that we're here on the internet together. All right, let's sing My Soul is Welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Clap, clap. Are you clapping along? I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Well, welcome to Bellingham Center for Spiritual Living. If you're just tuning in, we're going to head over right now to our wonderful practitioner of the day, Susan Jancic, for invocational prayer.
Good morning, everyone. As we ready ourselves for Dr. Andrea's talk on entering the construction zone, I'm honored to offer the invocation this morning. Join me now, settling in to that quiet place within. I offer these words in first person, and I also offer them to you should you accept them. Knowing that there is only one divine presence, one light of being, one love, one truth, one joy, one wisdom that is in and through all life and in and through my life. Ever available, ever ready, ever uplifting. And as I contemplate entering the construction zone, I lift my consciousness to a vision of peace and love for all life. And I trust, as I hold that vision, that peace and love expand my consciousness and connect me with spirit at a deeper level. And in this awareness, I am able to answer the call, my call to a deeper peace and love that I offer out into the world in my words, deeds, and thoughts. My life expresses peace, unity, and love. And I am so grateful for this truth. I am so grateful for this knowing. And I offer these words into the creative medium, knowing that they are so, and so it is.
And so it is. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. Let's let this be our meditation today together. Sing with me. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love. With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. listening. With this love I will lead. With this grace I will breathe. Deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name. Call me home and light these darkened days. Oh, Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. With these eyes I will see. With this heart I will be. Opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead. With this grace I will breathe. Deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name. Spirit, know my name. Call me home and light these darkened days. Oh, Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. With these eyes I will see. With this heart I will be. Opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead. With this grace I will breathe. Deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Oh, Spirit, know my name. Call me home and light these darkened days. Oh, Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Oh, Spirit, know my name. Call me home and light these darkened days. Oh, Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Oh, let love be our legacy. Yes, let love be our legacy.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Susan. Wonderful introduction to today's talk. This is under the theme of the month, which is to know as we are known, which is kind of a mystical theme for the month. And today's talk, as Susan mentioned, is entering the construction zone. And it comes out of an understanding of a Rumi quote that I want to bring to you today. The quote goes like this: "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And I love that quote because, you know, there's an idea in contemporary society globally that sacred humans are born empty, that there's really nothing inside. And we carry a much, much different idea of that in our tradition and in many of the spiritual traditions of the world. We understand and know that actually we are full. And what are we full of? We are full of the divine spirit and the actual creative presence of that spirit is love. And so, you know, for me, I've been challenged in love over these last few years, especially, and certainly during the pandemic. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about, it actually turned out that I'm going to talk about carrying things that are barriers or that could be barriers in your heart and mind. And I hope it'll be relevant to you. It cracked me up how this talk came together. I've been exposing myself to a lot of different ideas and thoughts, and it's been wonderful. And so they all sort of came together. So I have asked my sound person, Deb Dole, if she would show you just this brief clip to start us off on the first barrier to love. So Deb, let's see that. And that's it. That's the clip. And for those of you who can't see it, maybe you're watching on your phone or something, that was a monk, a large monk. And people, they were in an airport clearly, people were passing by this man who had a crutch on one arm and a suitcase on the other. And they were going up these flights of stairs, just walking right by him. And the monk came up from behind him, saw the dilemma, moved around in front of the man and picked the man up and his luggage and carried him up 2 large flights of stairs and then deposited him on the top of the airport level that they were on. So for me, this is a tremendous illustration. You know, a picture paints 1,000 words of one of the things that we might have and one of the things we can invite. So we might have a habit of numbing ourselves to seeing things in the world that require attention. We may not see someone who's struggling like that man was. We may just walk on by. And of course, there's a very famous, if you were raised in the Judeo-Christian tradition, very famous story called the Good Samaritan that has everything to do with this point. So the point is, you know, what are we not seeing? What are we not seeing? And this is one of the barriers to love that we can seek out and find in ourselves. And it can be as simple as seeing another sacred human or an animal or a plant that's suffering, and we have the ability, if we see it, to respond and act in a way that is full of love and compassion. So love surges out through the gap when we see that there's a need for it. And we see this all the time everywhere. People are so generous with love when they see a situation that requires it. The challenge is in our modern world, and also certainly in pandemic, the challenge is seeing it, because a lot of the time we are so focused in other ways, so caught by a particular other way of seeing that we don't respond. For example, you know, the other day, Joe was waiting at the ferry line in his car, and he was watching a younger man go from car to car, and he ultimately told Joe he had left his wallet on the other side of the ferry, on the other bank, and he couldn't get back unless he rode with someone. And no one wanted him in their car. Obviously, he was wearing masks, they were wearing masks, but they were afraid. And so Joe, who was in an altered state because his mom had just died, had the guy come in, took him to his house. The guy came running out. See, here's my wallet, see, to prove that he was who he said he was. How often does fear stop us from seeing and responding to something with love? And yes, sometimes it's totally reasonable, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes, for some of us, we have numbed out a little bit. And you know, numbness, not seeing, actually takes energy. You don't just go numb, and it doesn't require your effort to keep it going. Underneath the surface, to keep yourself numb from other things and other people and news and all that, it requires some energy. So I'll get to that point in just a minute. So let me tell you the second story about carrying. And this is one you may have heard me tell a long time ago, or maybe you've heard it somewhere else. It's a very famous Zen story. This is a story about two Buddhist monks who were traveling from one monastery to another. And you know, Buddhist monks, by and large, are sworn to celibacy and often have some very, very strong rules about not even looking at women or not touching women or any of that. And so they're walking from the monastery, and it's the rainy season. And when it's the rainy season where they were, it's very, very rainy, just like here in our Pacific Northwest. And so they had to cross this creek. And normally the creek had stepping stones and it was not a problem. But because it had been raining so hard, they couldn't even make out the stepping stones very readily. The water was rushing by really fast. And as they came to the creek, they noticed a young woman, who was standing at the banks of this creek, wringing her hands and crying. And she was trying to get to the other side, and she was terrified of drowning. She was trying to get back to her family. And without a word, the senior Buddhist monk went over, just like we saw the monk in the first picture, picked her up and carried her across the creek and put her down. And the younger monk followed. And the two monks continued to walk. And they had walked for quite a while when all of a sudden the younger monk just burst out in anger and said, "I can't believe you did that. You touched a woman. You are not supposed to do that. I can't believe you did that." And the senior monk turned to the younger monk and said, "Oh, brother, I put that woman down at the creek. You're still carrying her." And this story has to do with judgment. Now, I would love to say that I am free of judgment, and I bet you would too, but I'm not. And I would also like to make a point, because there are some of you that are going to go, well, but judgment's important sometimes. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of people don't understand that there's a difference between discernment, which is the wisdom in us, and judgment, which is a rigid point of view that we're hanging on to. So let me talk about that for a minute. For me, the difference is this. In discernment, you are looking at a situation, you are seeing it through wise eyes, you are making a decision, and there's no emotional charge. There's nothing. You're just noticing and making a decision. Sometimes the decision is to move away, sometimes it's to move closer, sometimes it's to pick up a woman or a man, sometimes it's not. But discernment has no energy on it. It's just wisdom looking out from our eyes. Judgment, on the other hand, often is shaped by our perceptions, our biases, our prejudices, our rules and regulations that we hold other people to, maybe even more harshly than we hold ourselves to, and it carries an emotional charge. Like not seeing and going numb uses energy, judgment uses energy. And if we find ourselves judging, it takes a lot of energy to keep that up. Not only that, but it's quite a barrier to love expressing itself in a very neutral, profound, and powerful way. And so the story for me is a really powerful story about judgment. And so one of the people I was exposing myself to this week, he's one of my mentor ministers. He doesn't know it, but maybe now he will. He's our spiritual leader, Dr. Edward Jung. And Dr. Edward is a prolific writer. He's written a number of books, very fascinating books, all of them. And he writes a blog. And so I was reading his blog, and he was talking about a Harvard study that I brought so that I could read it to you, because it's really about seeing and judging, right? So this is what the study talks about. Researchers showed images to participants and asked them to look for certain things like blue dots or threatening faces. Then the researchers showed fewer and fewer of these items in the pictures. And this is where it gets interesting. When fewer blue dots and threatening faces were shown, the participants in the study did something creative. You see, they were on the lookout for blue dots and threatening faces. So they found them, even when fewer were in the pictures. They started to identify other colored dots as blue. They began to include a broader range of facial expressions as threatening faces in the pictures. Participants found more of what they were looking for, even when the very thing they were looking for was less and less present. That's a really important study, and it's really important for spiritual seekers to be aware of the tendency. See, the tendency for a large part of humanity, always and still, is to think of the world as more threatening and more difficult and more going wrong, worse off than it was before, when in actuality that's not true. But like the participants in that study, what we focus on, we see. What we focus on, we become. We use the creative power of our mind, which will allow us to see broadly anything we want, to scan for what we're expecting. And once we've found something that might kind of fit, then judgment comes in. And we begin to judge the very thing that we're seeing, and we turn it into a blue dot, even if it's orange. And so we have to really watch this tendency in ourselves. And certainly in the practice of the science of mind, that's one of the most powerful practices we do, is we question our perception. We look deeply, not at what's wrong, what's worse, what's threatening, but we look deeply for the love, for the compassion within ourselves and out in the world. And you know what? When we look for it, it's there. I'm reading an interesting book. This is another thing I was immersing myself in. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called The Book of Delights. And it's one person's record for an entire year. Every single day, they wrote a little tiny, they call it an essayette, a little tiny section. And their task for themselves is to find something that delights them. And what the author reported is that the more that they looked for it, the more delight they found. That's the perceptual field used in a positive way rather than looking for threatening faces and blue dots. So we have this great capacity and this ability to focus and open, to see rather than not see, to be alive rather than to be numb, to move with discernment without judgment. And the last carrying story, that's really perhaps one of the largest barriers that Rumi would identify, that is in the way of the love that we are, the fullness that we are, is a lack of forgiveness. And you know, I avoid talking about forgiveness a lot because it is so difficult. And I have experienced that difficulty. And yet, what I know is just like not seeing a numbness and judgment, a lack of forgiveness takes a huge amount of my energy. And that when I can find my way into a forgiveness state, I am freed from that. And this applies to forgiving myself, forgiving others, forgiving the state of affairs in the world. And it doesn't mean that what happened was right or wrong. It simply means that in my life, I refuse to carry that anymore. I free my energy by saying, you know what? I will never understand that. And there may be circumstances I'm completely unaware of that would change my view. So I'm going to forgive, knowing that that's entirely possible most of the time. So I brought a story about that. Now this is a story, it's not in its complete form because we're running out of time, but it's also because I can't remember the exact circumstances, but you'll get the drift. So this actually is a story about two brothers. And as is so sadly true sometimes, siblings can actually hate each other more than they hate other people. And these two brothers had had a difficult journey. They lived in the same town, and they actually lived very close to one another. One brother lived across a creek, there's that creek again, and the other lived on the other side of it. And for years, they did okay. You know, they had trouble, but they did okay. And then something happened. I don't remember what happened, but the one brother on the right side of the creek, we'll say, although we could say the wrong side of the creek, exploded and said, I will never forgive you for this, and shut the door on his brother. And that went on. That went on. I don't know if you have anybody in your family that's done that. I do. It went on for years and years. And the brothers were getting older, as we do. And the brother on the right side of the creek, who had said, I'll never forgive you, was so angry for all those years that whenever he even caught sight of his brother across the creek, it would just bring it all up again, and he would just send hateful thoughts out that way. And he decided that he was tired of even seeing his brother, so he bought all these fence boards, and he hired a local itinerant fence builder to come, and he instructed him, I want a huge fence that blocks my view from across the creek so I don't ever have to see my brother again. And I'm going away for a few days, and when I get back, I'll pay you. So the brother leaves on business, and he comes back a couple days later, and there's no fence. There's a bridge across the creek. How often could we build a bridge instead of a wall? How often can we look at what we're not seeing in another sacred human and change our view so that we can perceive into the depths of that lovely person all that they are, not just the things that we think are wrong or bad or misguided or, you know. How often have we judged someone? How often have we practiced a lack of forgiveness? And what I'll say about all these things is these are the barriers that Rumi was suggesting are in the way of the vital energy of love that we all are filled with. If you've been experiencing a lack of vitality in your thoughts or your physical form or your actions, my encouragement is for you to join me in looking, seeking, and finding all the barriers that are in the way of the love that is always present, always waiting to be expressed, and to do the work, spiritual work, of moving and removing those things so that vitality and love can once again flow. So I'm going to do a prayer for that. Please join me in this. Know with me, first and foremost, every single sacred human forever and ever has been born into this world from the spirit world filled with light. And that light in this plane of expression is love. This love burns brightly in all sacred humans until they say no to it. And so I look deeply into my own life, into my own heart within the heart, where that light of love is very bright indeed. And I simply and deeply commit to opening the heart, removing any barrier I might have erected so that that love doesn't shine and now can. My light is burning very brightly, the light of love in this world. And as I allow it to shine, it shines out into other people's hearts of hearts where the light of love resides and illumines them as well in this incredible feedback loop of truth, of love beyond measure, love beyond judgment, love beyond numbness, love beyond anger. This I claim for myself this day, and if you would like this, then I accept it for you as well. In deep gratitude for the power of love in me that will simply and readily remove barriers gracefully, easily, and fully. And so it is. So it is. Really. And so let me tell you a little bit about what's going on here. We have a wonderful thing happening today that you might want to tune into. Our practitioners are just the most incredible, illumined lights of love, and they are, during this pandemic, just activated in wanting to share with you the tools that have allowed that love to shine so brightly for them. And so today is one of those days. They're offering a free Zoom workshop. It's an hour and a half long that starts at noon. And it's interactive, so you'll have a chance to actually play with them, not just listen. It's not a webinar, it's an interactive workshop. And they're going to be teaching the basic principles of the science of mind. And these principles, I have to tell you, they're critical in my own life. They have allowed me to love people I didn't think I could. They've allowed me to move forward in life free in forgiveness. They're powerful tools. So I'm inviting you to attend that workshop and all the workshops that they do. They have this one and 4 more that they'll be doing once a month on the 3rd Sunday of the month at noon. The other thing that's happening is we're doing a retreat, and we're coming up on the last day for you to sign up. And the last day for you to sign up, I think it's Wednesday at noon. The retreat is the 27th, which is just a few days from now. And I'm doing it with my dear friend and spiritual companion, the Reverend Sue Miller-Bourne. And she is the pastor in the Reading Center. And we are inviting our congregations to come together for this retreat on Zoom. It's a really fascinating retreat. We're calling it the Pilgrimage of the Spirit. And of course, what we understand is that any pilgrimage is an inward journey as well as an outward one. And so we're focusing on the tools and the stories and the yoga and the healing touch and the interaction that will evoke a spirit of exploration and adventure in all of us and move us forward in our lives, even if it's just a little bit. So lots of people have said, well, what's the time frame? Because we all don't want to be on Zoom forever and ever, right? So I'll tell you right now, we are meeting from 8:30 to 9:30 on Saturday morning to do yoga, prayer, meditation, and set the intention for our day. We take a half an hour off, and then we're going to be meeting from 10 to 11:30 for our first main workshop of Pilgrimage of the Spirit. We're taking a 2-hour break, coming back at 1:30 and going till 3. And then we're taking a break, coming back at 4 for a wrap-up session, which we don't know how long that'll be. We're saying 5:30, but we actually think it'll be a little shorter. So that's the day. And there's enough breaks in there that we hope you'll feel adventuresome and want to come and explore principles that have helped us in our lives and be part of the interactive experience that we've crafted. Really neat workshop. We also have a new member meeting. This is the first time I've ventured into doing a new member meeting via Zoom. And it is open to anybody. You don't have to become a member just because you attend this. What we'll be doing is we'll be going over what our center is doing, what the larger center is about, Centers for Spiritual Living, what membership means, answering questions, and just going over in general how we're doing right now as a center. So you're welcome to come to that. It is a requirement for membership that you attend this meeting because we want all of our members to understand that membership is not just signing a piece of paper, that it's an actual stepping in to the circle of support in many ways. So that's going to be at noon next Sunday via Zoom, and you can get all these links at the CSL Bellingham email, info@csl-bellingham.org. We also have something coming up in the weeks ahead. The first Friday of every month, we're doing this really amazing thing. It's called Creativity as a Spiritual Practice. And it starts at 6, and it starts this time on March 5th. And we're featuring someone who will talk about their craft and how spirituality has played into their craft. And we have one of my, I always say this because all these artists are so amazing, these craft people are so amazing. This particular person, her name is Ruth Musler. She is a locally quite famous sculptor in stone. And she's going to be talking about, let me read it because it's sweet, connecting with stone, sculpting healing transmitters, and listening to flow, which is her word for spirit. And so you're invited to come, whether you're an artist or not, a sculptor or not, just to be inspired in your own crafting of your life. And that's on March 5th at 6. We also have a new course that's going to be offered. It's starting on, I think it's March 6th, so it's a Saturday. And it's going to be going for 6 weeks. It's called Infinite Possibilities, and it's based on the book of that name, written by Mike Dooley. And it's being taught by our practitioner, Kailash Leviel. And it is a wonderful opportunity to vision your life coming out of the pandemic, looking deeply at what you would love to experience and love to offer into the world. Really a nice course, Saturdays from 11 to 12:30. You do need to sign up for this, and you will be contacted with any information you need, as well as the Zoom link. We also, on the first Sunday of every month, have a Zoom discussion group after our Sunday service. And I'd love to just mark your calendars for that and come and join the practitioners and the board members for a really lively, beautiful discussion of whatever it is that I'm talking about, which I don't know yet. Okay, the rest of this I think you can find on the website. Don't forget the morning prayers, the evening gratitudes, the midweek guided meditations. We want to reach to you and have you feel a part of this community. So right now I'm going to send you back over to Amber for a closing song with a deep gratitude for the donations that you've offered our center, for your presence. We're so grateful you're here with us, even if it is on the internet.
Well, that was a great service, and we're going to end here with a song. I hope you'll sing with me. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. So much gratitude for this community, and we hope to see you all again soon. Have a wonderful week.